Hello and welcome to today's show. We're going to take an in-depth look into the depths of hell, into the darkness of Satanism. Microsoft Works and Bookshelf 95 for Windows 95. Yeah. So, no? Oh, we're not doing that. We're doing Duke Nukem 3D. Okay. Duke is king. A perfect 10. Duke Nukem is the new champ. Give players something they can't get elsewhere. A hero with attitude. So let's take a game that is very hard. In fact, I've never played past the first 3 levels. Yeah, I've got to play it on the easiest setting possible. But enough about reality, let's get into fantasy. Let's see what Stephen Dollins, the great man of God, has to say about Duke Nukem. Alright!
Next video screen I'm going to show you is from a game called Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem is actually a cartoon character and actually has a comic book also. And Duke Nukem...
I'm sorry, I have to stop it there. I've never seen the Duke Nukem cartoon on TV. I've never seen any comic books. He may be factual about that. Might investigate later on after this.
This particular screen has nothing to do with the idea of Duke Nukem, because Duke Nukem is a soldier. But this screen somehow or another got in the game.
I'm sorry, I have the hard task of fact-checking him. The original Duke Nukem, he was a disgruntled TV viewer hired by the CIA to save Earth from the mad scientist Dr. Proton, whom he took offense to for interrupting his soap opera. He's hardly a soldier. I don't know, are there any new Duke Nukem games where you fight in a war? I don't know. Fact checking? What's that? What's that got to do with anything? Facts? Get them out of here.
But this screen somehow or another got in the game.
Okay, this is funny. So to get to this screenshot, you've got to pass all the hookers. You've just blown up 4 dancers on the stage, if you're inclined to do that. Or you've put money in their underwear. And then you get to the church scene.
And I want you to see something here, because it's very interesting. I want you to be able to see this. You're in a church in this particular screen. You're in a church. And I want you to see this. Right up here, here are the stained glass windows. Now, you can't see it real clearly, but if you'll look closely, you'll see an image that looks like Jesus on the cross.
Okay, well I can honestly say that that's pure bullshit. Those are bosses in the future levels that you will come across. This is like a shadow to make you aware. And while I've got you on the phone, this thing... I'll let him say it first. Okay. Don't give it away.
There are the thorns. Okay? On the stained glass window. Now, on the back of that wall is a cross. See that? There it is, right there, and then it comes right here, and that's where the tips going across stop. It's a black cross. It's not doing anything. It's just on the wall. And right down here is an interesting piece, because this is a gray screen. And if you'll look closely, it looks like what appears to be the Shroud of Turin. In other words, supposedly the face of Jesus that was supernaturally embedded in the cloth. He was wrapped up in the cloth and laid to rest in the tomb. Everybody heard about the Shroud of Turin? And this is supposed to be the face of that. See, there's his face, eyes right here, and there's the hair.
I wonder if he reads. It says here, after you go through the locked red door, there will be a ramp with a button at the top. Go up there and push the button. A circular room will open up, revealing a hologram of one of the boss aliens from later in the game who taunts you. And here is the Ripper gun. Grab it. So this is the face that he's calling the face of Jesus Christ on the Shroud of Turin. So you've got the conspiracy theory in itself of the Shroud of Turin. It's a forgery created in the 12th century. One of those, you know, like the Catholics have the pieces of the cross or pieces of Noah's Ark that they hang around for good luck or whatever. So the Shroud of Turin conspiracy theory is being debunked, but he's into it or whatever. I don't know what his opinion is about it, but he just called his Lord Jesus Christ this alien monster. Wow. So the level of research is minus 0, 10 to the 17th, 10 to the negative 17th Tor. Thanks, Steve. You just made my day.
Beard, you can almost see the mouth. Now, an interesting thing happens. Follow along with me. An interesting thing happens. If you continue to touch any part of that gray screen,
correct,
the screen changes.
Correct.
And from this screen, it goes red to this screen. And look what happens to the cross.
It's upside down. It's
inverts.
Satanic. It's
now the cross is upside down. And over here is broken. The stained glass windows break.
You numbnuts. The stained glass windows with the bosses on them are hiding ammunition and a health pack, so steroids. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, sorry. It's a good thing that he doesn't know anything more about Duke Nukem, other than these 2 photos somebody took for him that's stuck on a transfer, whatever you call it. Because right above his head, there's a lady monk hanging from the ceiling in honor of my other favorite game, Rise of the Triad. I'm going to investigate this game more. There's a lot of Doom samples. I'm playing the Steam version, and there's a heck of a lot of Doom samples used in it. So I don't know what that's about. I'm definitely going to have a look into that. So you've just gone past all these hookers or strippers in the nightclub to get to this point. There's a monk hanging from the ceiling, and you're concerned about the Slayer version of the cross. Where the Pope sits. Did you know he sits with an upside down cross on his Pope chair? Well, they don't like Catholics. Yeah. Back to the show.
And down here, the Shroud of Turin, or what once looked like the face of Jesus, is very contorted.
Wrong.
And again, do you think they just put that on there by coincidence?
No, but you're wrong about what it is.
Somebody just come up with it and said, hey, let's just throw that in there. You have to really ask yourself, do they know what they're doing?
No.
What's the purpose behind what they're putting in these videos?
This is really pissing me off. You can just go to Wikipedia and find out the names of the graphic designers, and you can even watch YouTube clips by the designers about how they designed these images, all the effort that went through into putting it in the game. But your beef is because it's attacking your religion. And again, marketing ploy, attacking their religion boosted the sales of the game. The hookers and strippers did stir up a lot of controversy in the American public. It really is. If you don't see it in the light of what type of gamer it is, it can be offensive. It's a very macho man going around killing strippers. Not really ethically good. None of my business. Keep going, Steve. What do you got?
Remember that the New Age, what they want to call the New Age philosophy, is to teach our children through the use of symbology, symbols.
Okay, so I'm starting to believe that this rainbow, the hidden dangers of the rainbow, the New Age movement, and our coming age of barbarianism. I'm starting to believe that the New Age movement in the Christian theology didn't exist in the way that was taught as fact, that the whole world was getting ready to take over from Christ by setting out government organizations. Bilderberg is the International Monetary Fund. It's on the back, is it? Christ is here now. Benjamin Krem was supposed to bring in Maitreya. Maitreya was the great teacher, and he was supposed to take over the world, and he was the Antichrist. And Constance Cumby did so much research, she could figure out who was in charge of what department of the New Age movement. I genuinely believe that there's no such thing as the Christian conspiracy version of the New Age movement. I don't know what the real New Age movement was. I mean, I lived through this. I have her cassette tapes, and I listened to them over and over and again. And Jeremy Lee, I listened to him over and over again. So I was indoctrinated with this New Age movement, which was never true. It never happened. This holistic healing was supposed to be part of yoga, which was supposed to be part of David Spangler, and Halima Padravna Blavatsky was doing something here, and Doreen Irvine was doing something. No, that's the witch. Oh, forgotten all the names. Who cares? So the only thing that I cannot understand that came out of the hidden dangers of the rainbow was its sequel, the New Age Bible versions by God and Ripplinger, the most funniest, hilarious book ever written. We're dealing with Christians that are 9 hours no facts. This is 690 pages where the only facts are the page numbers. There are no facts in this book. And her new one about the evils of Strong's Concordance and dictionaries and phone books and stuff is twice the size. It's just nonsense. Everything I grew up on, everything I taught, everything I was taught was just pure nonsense. Should call my episodes Pure Nonsense, something like that. Anyway, what else you got for us, Steve?
And over here is broken. The stained glass windows break. And down here, the Shroud of Turin, or what once looked like the face of Jesus, is very contorted. And again, do you think they just put that on there by coincidence? Did somebody just come up with it and said, hey, let's just throw that in there? You have to really ask yourself, do they know what they're doing? What's the purpose behind what they're putting in these videos? Remember that the New Age, what they want to call the New Age philosophy, is to teach our children through the use of symbology.
Oh no, a package from the Transvaal! Before we go, I've just had the mail arrive. So I've got 2 Yoshis. Yeah, 2 Yoshis. 3 Luigis. $20 for the lot. 3 Marios. 1, 2, 3, Mario! I'll have to do some green screening. Princess Peach, Daisy, Donkey Kong, Toadstool. That's an irate gamer joke. That's Toad. There's a Shy Guy, a Bomb, a Bomb. Oh, that'd be cool. Actually get it to blow something up. So that's arrived. Very happy. I thought they would be bigger, but 3 inches. I don't know American stuff. So the reason why I'm making all these videos, and why is the camera on an angle? Weirdness. So the reason why I'm making all these videos, it's 2 main reasons why I'm making all these videos. Now, I grew up in this type of world. I grew up in this fantasy world where demons are everywhere. And I was abused severely because I had a mental... I still have. Because I have mental health issues, I was severely taken advantage of. So I played, oh my god, 3-4 times a week. I had to, and the reason I'm saying this, I had to pawn my Charvel Jackson to pay tithes to that church. They were renting a huge warehouse costing them thousands of dollars a week, and they wanted everyone to donate as much money as they could. So I had to pawn my guitar. The other thing is I had to pawn my train set. That it was a mega, it filled up the whole room. It was huge, huge. And so what I'm doing now, I'm in the process of, and I'm not in a rush, because I had the London intercity train and that cost $500. Not in a rush, but as I can save, put aside money, I can get back everything that was stolen from me by the church in the name of tithing. And Benny Hinn's, as Benny Hinn said, the more money you tithe, the more money you get back. So here I was paying this incredible amount of money on the invalid's benefit, assisted living I think it's called now, arriving at the church without breakfast, going home without being fed, having a tin of spaghetti for lunch. I lived through all that. It was a horrible life. It was a horrible life. And yet, if anybody watches these videos, they'll go, I'm the one that was in sin, living in sin. So the other thing that the church burnt was my series. There's 1, 2, Citadel of Chaos. 3 is Forest of Doom. 5, City of Thieves. And 7, Island of the Lizard King. So I've just bought these back through Trade Me. The church burnt my entire collection. It was about 20-25 books. Because they told me that they were demonic, and to have something like these books in the house was causing my sickness. They were blaming my illness on the things that I owned, the things that I had in the house, and it was their normal way of life to take stuff that they didn't want you to have and burn it. It's a fact. There's nothing I can do about it. It's all in the past. It's just a fact. I don't want revenge. I don't want, I suppose I forgive them all or whatever needs to be done. But I've just put it all in the past, and yes, I'm buying it back. I was told what to do, what I can have, what I can't have, what I can eat, what I can't eat. I was under so much control that I would buy something and a week later throw it away. There was a time in my life when I got into the revival of evil VHS tape, bought myself a skull, pentagram, and was going to dedicate my life to Satan. Nothing happened when I did that. Yeah, I've just had so much trouble. But anyway, that's, yeah, so we know the backstory. let's go to the expert. This guy, this series is called The Occult in Your Living Room. So he picks on not the stuff that I've got, but the Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, He-Man and all that. Quake, it's one game. Duke Nukem and other stuff's coming up. So it's just tongue-in-cheek, because I'm not angry. I just want to let the world know that I had a shit life in the charismatic church, where demons are everywhere. They're in the magazines you read, they're in the clothes you wear. It's just a crazy world. It's worse than Flat Earth. It's dangerous. Flat Earth's not dangerous. This is dangerous. They told me I was full of demons. They told me I was living in sin. They told me to repent to get my illness cured. Anyway, back to the show.
Through the use of symbology, symbols. What better symbol than an inverted cross? Remember, also in the last session, I showed you that as one of the occult symbols and told you that that was the highest form of blasphemy in Satanism.
So again, I asked the great Stephen Lord Christ, why does the Pope have an upside down cross? Because Peter was hung upside down. So the upside down cross that the Pope has in honor of Peter, the first Pope, there's another conspiracy theory for you. He claims in his Church of Satan, where he was the high priest alongside Anton Zwinder LaVey, they used upside down crosses to have cups of tea with, or sacrifice cats and dogs. I really don't know what they did in this fictitious Church of Satan that he joined.
Because it means that Christ did literally nothing on the cross. One of the highest forms of blasphemy of Christianity.
And also Catholicism. What?
Those games are pretty bad. But I think, in my own opinion, this is the worst one. The reason I say that is this.
Oh,
I sent off
here
for a copy
we
of
go. Yeah, Resident Evil 2. That's me on. We'll end this episode there. Next episode, Resident Evil 2. Oh my god. No matter how satanic and evil and disgusting he says the game is, it's impossible to play it. Have you ever seen the Gamecom version of Resident Evil? It's like you've got to slowly turn around to shoot someone. You're dead the first 5 seconds. Resident Evil 2, you die because you can't turn fast enough. It's like bloody my most hated game. It'll come to me. I'll put a screenshot of it. Darkness? Something Darkness? Whatever. Yeah, so I know he's going to attack Resident Evil 2, promoting violence in children, blah blah blah, but to me it's a horrible game. It sucks. 3 slightly better, but I've got 5 and 6 up there on PS3. So yep, playing 5. Died. Yeah, I died. Well, it's better. I mean, you don't die instantly. You get to play the game. You go down into that under the floor in the basement. You come out and you just start shooting zombies, and oh my god, you have to really, bloody hell, it's hard. Yeah, so that's today's episode. I feel actually better. I've just had a shower too. I'm actually feeling better about being called evil, demonic, full of demons, demon possessed, satanic, queer, whatever names the church used to describe me, especially the R word and the S word. Yeah, got called that a lot. And they talk to other pastors in front of you as though you're not there. That's because maybe they don't know what you're saying, because sometimes I don't care. It's just horrible stuff. Horrible. It's disgusting. Short and sweet. Next episode, Resident Evil 2. On the, you got to make up a word here, the X station. So sorry, but I haven't finished my rant yet. I grew up thinking that Mike Wonke was an ex-Satanist. That this was the most amazing book. That somebody who served Lucifer got saved. Snip dingle, snip dingle. I believe that. I've got his VHS tape in the other room. I'm not getting that. I believe that demons were everywhere. I was raised and taught by Bill Zabriskie and others. And, well, yeah, I don't want to pick on Derek Prince, but, I mean, yeah, he gave lectures on it. But this is a world, see, now that I'm out of it, this is a fantasy world, like the never-ending story, where demons are everywhere, in every politician, in every councillor, every councillor, both psychiatrist and council member, are all taken over by demons, and the only way they don't receive Christ or the gospel message is because the demon tells them not to. And I grew up thinking that the world was 6,000 years old. That's a cool thing. That's made the microphone reflect. I might stick something there later. So, origins of the universe. The Earth is a young planet, 6,000 years old, created on October the 4th, 4004 BC. So, I don't know where Bone of Contention is. It's up there. I might go through these magazines and just point out how ridiculously stupid they are. I know the big guys do this. I know Vice Rhino does this. Amazing... Not the Amazing Atheist. The Godless Engineer. They have the knowledge to debunk this rubbish. Unfortunately, this is all I was taught. The only science that I know is what's in these magazines. Because science was evil. Science is evil. They still preach that today. Science is evil. In fact, it's happening right now. Religion versus the COVID-19 scientists. God can heal COVID-19, therefore don't listen to the scientists. It's it. It's black and white. The Christian world, the fundamentalist, charismatic Christian world is black and white. There's no grey. There's no research. There's no gay gene. Transgender is a myth. And it's just a fantasy world where it's just so hard to stay alive. It really is. It's dangerous. I said that before. It's fucking dangerous. Yeah. So if I could go back through my life again, I would just shout the hell of these people down. Tell them to shut up and leave me alone. Yeah. Anyway, back to the show. Enough reminiscing.